fishing news is brought to you by Okuma.
Saltwater Fishing Expo at the New Jersey Convention and Expo Center in Edison, New Jersey. That's the Raritan Center, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, March 16th, 17th, and 18th. The Fisherman magazine will be there. We're at booth number 462. Looking forward to talking with folks about the 2018 fishing action and, of course, our 2018 regulations here along the coast. I'm Jim Hutchinson from the New Jersey Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine, here for setup for the big show in Edison this week. Brand new location. Not a lot of people get to see this immense hall before it sets up, but we are busy setting up and we will be ready for the noon opening of the Saltwater Fishing Expo here in Edison. It should be a great show. I would suggest that you make the Fisherman magazine's booth 462 your first stop when you go through the open front doors, because we are expected to run out of star rod pliers sometime during the show. It's been a busy show season, folks. Of course, we also have those star rod dry bags as well. We will also, of course, be at Thursday's New Jersey Marine Fisheries Council meeting. That's at 5 p.m. Stafford Township at the Municipal Center there on East Bay Avenue. While I don't expect the typical crowds that we see at the March meeting, I know many local captains like Chris DeSantos and others very anxious to learn about our 2018 regulations here in New Jersey marine waters. Now, the bad news is we're not expecting to find out anything about fluke and sea bass this Thursday night, but we do expect to find out more about the porgy opening, which of course that should be open by now, and blackfish limits. So if you want to stop into the show this Friday and Saturday, I'll be here. I will break that news on Thursday, and I'll have all the information about blackfish and porgies. We could talk a little bit about fluke limits and fishing regulations and overall bureaucratic bungling when you come out here to the show this weekend. Now, on the plus side, when weather allows, the striped bass have been biting throughout the state of New Jersey and in Delaware as well. Mainly bloodworms, small plugs, and plastics, where water temperatures are in the upper 40s and into the 50s. On the Raritan Bayshore, spoke with Phil at the tackle box earlier this week. He said Matt Calabria registered the first keeper striper from the Raritan Bayshore that Phil had heard of. Phil had told us that it's mainly bloodworms on the warming sod banks, those mud flats along the beaches, Cliffwood Beach for example. So definitely a bloodworm, maybe a clam bite as well. Around Belmar, Bobby at Fisherman's Den, he said the snow and cold have put the flounder into somewhat of a lockjaw situation. Small stripers are spread out throughout the Shark River, but we need some more sun and some warming temperatures to really get that bite going, both the winter flounder and the striped bass. Down in the Point Pleasant area, Jason at Fisherman Supply said winter flounder are biting around the old hospital. He also said the river docks, the Toms River docks, are proving best for stripers on some of those plastics, whether you're throwing those rattle traps or you're throwing those Rapala X-Wraps, also plastics. Now, Brian Lidner, speaking of plastics, he got out on the boat over the weekend, found a good bite just outside of Oyster Creek. He was throwing a pearl white Al Gags plastic bait. He said there was a lot of bait in the area. He actually saw some birds too, indicated that the stripers were there. He said plenty of stripers, including that first keeper striper. Good news on Barnegat Bay. Meanwhile, South Jersey and up along the Delaware Bayshore in particular, stripers are finally starting to bite. Shorts for Steve Polidor so far, but he said he expects the action to heat up this weekend. He's looking for his first keeper along the Delaware Bayshore if you want to get into some surf casting on that west side coast. On the Delaware side, up the creeks and rivers, hardcore kayakers like Joe Hostler have been finding a few stripers, some smaller fish, but also a couple of bigger ones as well. Might be time to start thinking about wetting a line at Broadkill Beach, maybe along the banks of the Delaware at Bowers Beach as well. Now we move farther up the Delaware. The ladies from Chicks Rippin' Lips did some walleye fishing last week and hooked up with this monster muskie. You've got to check out this video. Keep an eye out for these up-and-coming anglers, Rebecca Reddington and Alyssa Medosky. Check out their YouTube page, Chicks Rippin' Lips. This muskie catch was extraordinary. In fact, they were out with Jimmy Bonanno from Harry's Outdoors. Jimmy tells me that these ladies are the real deal. Check it out. Speaking of Jimmy and Harry's Outdoors, we do have some sad news to report this week. On Tuesday, we found out that Harry's will be closing their doors after 69 years, sometime later on this summer. But right now, what that means to you, 20% off everything in the store right now. My suggestion is get there early before word gets out on this sale and what's going on at Harry's. Word is already out about DJ Muller's seminar at Gabriel Tackle this Sunday, March 18th at 9 a.m. 5 ways of becoming a great surfcaster with DJ Muller. Should be a great event. Here's the 6th tip to becoming a better surfcaster. If you see me coming over the dunes, you can expect the bite to pretty much turn off. Now for boats running out of ports like Belmar and Brielle, there is a little cod bite when the weather window allows it. Just this past weekend, as a matter of fact, boats like the Jamaica 2 got in on some of the cod. Now this Sunday especially, the weather looks terrific, and I'm sure some of these boats are going to be breaking free with this nice weather coming up again. Sunday the winds are expected to lay down with some good sun. You might want to get out there. Who knows, in addition to cod, pollock, and ling, maybe New Jersey on Thursday can do something about porgies. We'll add that to the mix as well. Get the March edition of the Fisherman magazine for a whole listing of all the boats throughout the New Jersey, Delaware Bay region. Find out who's sailing and what they're sailing for. If you'd like a free copy, come on out here to the Convention Center in Edison. Pick up your free copy over at the Fisherman booth 462. Hey, and while you're there on Friday, look for me, but also look for Nick Honicheski. He's going to be here on Friday. He's either going to be at the Fisherman booth or over at the Tackle Direct booth. Nick has a brand new TV show online called Saltwater Underground. It premiered last week at tackledirect.com. Check it out. It's slick, just like Nick, and geared towards our way of fishing. So come on out here to the Edison Center, the Raritan Center, the Expo Center, the brand new location for the Saltwater Fishing Expo. It starts at noon on Friday, runs through Sunday. We'll be here giving out those goodies for your subscription to the Fisherman magazine. We'll see you there. We'll also see you next week at thefisherman.com.
The Fishing News is brought to you by Okuma.